That's right.
We are live. We're live now, so
Cool.
we just need to get the page up so I can get the chat going, and then we will be good to go.
That's all right. I'm gonna have to send you this file. I'll send it through Messenger.
Yeah. Welcome to anybody who is watching, because
we are very unorganized though.
Yeah. This is the pre-show. Oh my god, how do we get everything going? Bit.
Well, let's hope it all works out great, because it'd be nice.
And it says we are now live, so
awesome.
Oh, hang on, I've got to turn the audio down so we don't get feedback. Oh, this is the bit where I've got to get this chat thing working. There we go. See, we're almost on the ball now. We're starting to get there pretty quick.
It helps.
Hang on. Where's the... So that can go out there. That can go in there, and we'll bring it up until a little heart's popping up in the bottom. There you go. I think that, let me see.
Oh, I've got a notification.
Yeah, we are live, but I don't know if anybody is here with us yet. And
you don't have to chat. Oh, you can see the love heart.
Yeah, have you put the? I have to get you to put the link up. Hello, everybody. Hello, James. How are you? Hey, Mark. Well, you guys are quick on the ball.
Is everyone on, is it? Hey.
James and Mark are in so far. So
awesome.
Hopefully a couple of others will pop in the very near future. Now, we do have a promised t-shirt giveaway tonight for anybody that calls in. So, hey, Strangers Minds, how are you? Hey, Carl. Oh, look at them all jumping in now. This is awesome. See what happens when you
promise things.
I was going to say when you subscribe, but yeah.
Hey, look, incentives is incentives.
Well, yeah. So we've been knocking out the design, and we have got a pretty sensational t-shirt design. So you will get to see that later on. We'll have to work out how to do it.
Can I choose you, or can you choose me?
Huh?
For the shirt.
Well, I might just get the person that made it to knock a couple of extra ones up. So, wow, we've already got 6 people in. That's not bad.
Posting. Oh, well, there's no point. This person's like, there's no point posting a link, but there is.
Yeah, no, there'll be other people that want to come in. I know there's a lot of other people that have said to me through the week that they're going to come in as well, so we will see.
Sorry if I'm not really talking too much. I am.
James wants to ring in 4 times to win.
What number did we say? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Well, what a shame.
We'll work it out.
Why is this taking me longer than normal for some reason?
I don't know. So you're lucky, everybody that's coming in so far. We haven't done the official start music yet, so this is still the pre-show stuff.
I think that's a good thing, because I feel absolutely... I can't even say that online because I get in trouble. But yeah, I feel that way.
Yeah. Oh, it's been one of those weeks. It's been a long week, but we're at the weekend now, and for a change, I actually have a weekend, so it's going to be good. Although, not so good as well.
Yeah. But you have to take the good with the bad.
That's it. How is everybody out there anyway? Carl, Mark, James, Strangers Minds, how are you doing in New York? We're actually going to have him in a little bit later. He's going to come in and say hello, so you get to hear about all his adventures over in the...
James H.R. was the 4th caller. No, tonight.
Look, I'm pretty sure we will have these shirts going up for sale a bit later on, and it won't be anything ridiculous. It'll be basically just to cover costs. So
it'd be enough to cover materials.
Yeah.
That's about it.
but it looks really cool, really cool. So, absolutely wrapped with it.
Like I said, I've got my phone. I can be the fourth caller.
Well, I've got my phone, but I'm going to be the one taking all the calls, so I'm sort of out of the running for this one, unfortunately. Good to hear, Carl.
I don't know if Carl can win it because Carl's going to get his own that says Carlspiracies.
Yep. We're just going to wait for a couple more people to pop in, and then we'll do the start music, and then we'll just get into it all, which, in all honesty, on a Friday night is not a lot different to this. We just talk about anything to do with the spooky and the cool and see where the night takes us.
Everything, like, you look at our last episode that we did, and we can talk about this once the intro's in, actually. But no, it's actually doing a lot better than what I thought it would have.
Which one? The Mandela Effect?
Yes, it's done a lot better than what I thought it would have. Obviously, nowhere near the traction that a conspiracy theory's got, but that's just everyone's into them at the moment.
Yeah.
With everything going on with the COVID and
Mark's just said he's caught up with all the Tuesday videos now. So there's probably 20 something of those. You've been busy.
Very busy.
Yeah.
Busy boy.
I don't know if he's trying to butter us up for that T-shirt.
Well, I don't know. Well, so yeah, 200. Oh, from what I can see on my platform without looking in anywhere else, 282 views for that.
Yeah, I can't jump out of this page.
Episode.
I can't.
No, don't.
But
Don't. And the Mandela Effect. Look, it's nothing crazy, but it's doubled what we'd normally get. Sorry, like 66 views in 3 days. That's not bad for a small one.
Oh, look, I think as well, now that we've reformatted the show and everything, what do you guys think? Because obviously, like Mark, you've been watching all of them from the earlier episodes to the new ones. What do you think? Do you like the new format? Because I made a conscious decision to change the name and change the look and everything like that, and we haven't had a hell of a lot of feedback. So if you could certainly let us know what you think, at least if there's anything we need to change or if we're doing everything right, just let us know. So in the comments or it would be great to know, because obviously the show's not the show without you guys, and we want to bring as many in as we can.
Without the viewers, man, it's just two people talking some nonsense.
Well, we do this all the time anyway, so
that's the G-rated way.
Yeah. Hang on, I've got these big wheels on my chair and I keep rolling around. It's like a roller disco in here.
Settle down, Stephen Hawking.
I can put my flashy lights on as well. So
Well, actually, James didn't ask for a
Stephen Hawking
this week.
Hello, my name's Stephen Hawking. Is that too much?
Sorry.
No, there's always one.
Or was this more the high pitched one? More the.
Hello,
Oh yeah, that. No, but
that's more like it.
this is harder to
Yeah,
understand.
it's not far off.
Yeah.
I think it's the way to go.
Thank you, mate. You're a legend.
I'm glad. Oh, why is it whenever we start recording, I start getting an itchy nose?
I don't know. You tell me.
Is that supposed to be like a good luck thing, like an itchy palm, or?
It could be just as long as you don't blow boogers all over the window, all over the camera lens. So.
Oh no!
What was happening there? Oh man.
Sounds
all right. Here's a flashback for you. Have you ever seen that old show, Morons in Space, with Mel Blanc and all of that? He's out doing a spacewalk, so he's got the big space helmet on, the big space suit, and you see him start, and then when he goes like, you just see all over the inside of his space helmet.
That idiot that headbutts the inside of the mask.
Yeah.
What did I say? Oh, I was saying about the nobody's chosen a colour for Gary's background tonight.
No, so we've left with the same one. Mark's got it. Mark's getting it 2 weeks in a row now. So whoever wants to suggest a colour, hello Christy, suggest a colour for next week. I will go with a different colour next week.
Fuchsia.
What?
Fuchsia.
No, men colours. Blue, green, red, none of this.
Primary colours.
Normal colours that men understand.
Yellow, red, blue.
Yes, there you go, see? No.
Look, there's nothing wrong with a bit of purple.
No, I can do. Well, I've almost got a hint of purple up at the top. That sounded wrong, but
I just saw that and realised that my hands are completely stained.
Yeah. So
Pink. There you go, James. Did pink.
James has just got himself taken off the T-shirt list for that one. Oh, we'll see.
Ouch.
We'll see.
So, Christy, what did you think about the post on the page about the Dybbuk boxes? I thought that might have been up your alley.
I do believe Christy has a Dybbuk box, or she had, or she was thinking about getting. Christy might be able
James, we can't do a black light there, maybe.
No!
Oh, it's all right. Remember on my arm how I've got some UV ink?
Yeah.
I completely forgot about it. And I was at work today doing an air conditioner in a car, and we use UV lights to try and find the dye if there's a leak.
Yep.
And I said to the guy at work, "You want to see something cool?" He goes, "What?" I said, "My arm glows in UV light." And he's like, "No, it doesn't." So I flashed the light over the eyes. He's like, "Did that just wink at me?"
Oh, it's good to know it's still working anyway.
Yeah.
That's the thing about UV inks. They're so
Temperamental.
so pale when they go on, but you stick them under a UV light and then bang, they're super bright then.
And they haven't gotten infected, so it's all right.
No, well, what happened with me was the first time I had... Oh, here we go, talking about paranormal. We're talking about tattoos now. The first lot of UV ink that I had done was all right. And the second lot was a very minor reaction. It wasn't too bad. And then the third one, you saw that. It was like bloody nearly 2 years before that sorted itself out. So I threw all those inks out. I'm not going to use that stuff ever again. So,
what if I buy it for myself? And then I'll be like, haha, look at me.
if you get it for yourself and you want me to tattoo it for you, I'll do that. But
I haven't actually seen it today, but we'll have a look. My box here is a collection of haunted items.
what, does your Dybbuk box move around the house by itself? Well, there's a good sign that it's active.
Paranormal tattoos. James, it's been thought of. We've discussed this a few times, haven't we, Gary?
I've got tattoos on my leg for the team. So I'm happy to tattoo people if they want to be tattooed. I shouldn't be saying that live on air, but
I was just like, maybe you can like put a blank screen and put like the news like error.
yes. This was code for something else. We know somebody.
We know somebody, yes.
Yeah. So what's the big thing that's been hitting the news or the airwaves this week in relation to tattoos? Not tattoos, sorry. See, you see your brain now. Ghosts.
What?
Ghosts, paranormal, stuff like that. I know there's a big thing. About the Teletubbies.
About the origins?
Yeah, about it being a lot darker than what you think.
That's been talked about for the last 4 or 5 years.
I don't know how these things form,
if that's the same thing as the whole
urban legend thing.
Well, it comes into urban legends, about the kids that were in a facility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder. We're gonna bring in my mate in America soon, and he's got some absolutely awesome places to talk about. So, but before we get into it, I think it's time to actually officially start the show. What do you reckon?
Well, we've got 8 people here, so why not?
All right, we're going to do the official start. So,
oops.
He couldn't wait, could he? I don't know what happened. I don't know how loud it came. It was really quiet for me, that.
Yeah, it was. But I couldn't remember whether our mics muted during that bit or it was just me muted.
They're live. But usually it's a lot louder than that. So. Yeah. We're now official anyway, so.
Oh, hey, what are these streams for?
Oh, mate. So, where are we?
Hey, Gary,
yeah?
look at those lovely, lovely love hearts going off the side of your screen.
Yeah.
We know how much you like that.
Was that you?
No. The second lot was.
I was going to say, when it's officially somebody else, that's good. But when you do it yourself, it's not so good. So.
Oh, no, it was going off before I did anything.
I want to know, did you guys all hear the theme
Yeah, the
music, or
box.
was it really quiet for you guys as well? Because it was really quiet in my headphones. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Nothing's changed. None of the settings have been changed or anything, but
So, Christy, if by some chance we were to get hold of a Dybbuk box, you'd be happy to have it at yours with all the haunted dolls and boxes and whatnot.
of course you would.
What if I was to open it in that? No, I wouldn't do that.
I'll put it out there. Strangers Minds, are you ready to come on the show? Just let me know in the chat if you are, and I will bring you in.
Hey, you can probably put him fourth if you want.
We never actually officially said anything, did we? I can't remember if
I
we did.
think last week I said fourth because only 2 people wanted to call in.
I think we'll be pushing it to get 4 people anyway, so... Anyway,
That's all right.
let me just give him a call. I haven't heard from him yet, but he's expecting...
He said, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, there we go. I'm waiting this 30 seconds to have a look. There you go. He said yes, sir, again.
Good. Yes,
He's
sir.
very keen. All right, where are we?
Very, very, very polite.
Actually, let me... He is. He's a gentleman. Where are we? You're going to hear the... Beep, 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 beep.
Willa, are you sure?
Yeah. It's only quiet there.
I can hear the ringing.
Hello.
Hello, how are you,
Hello.
mate?
Good, good, good. How are you guys doing tonight? Day, this morning.
No,
Hey,
it's-
no, we're in the future.
It's night time here. It's only morning for you, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's why my hello was a little confusing.
Hello?
So how are things with you? Because I actually spoke to you this morning my time, but it would have been last night your time, I believe.
Yes, yes. It was last night for me. But yeah, so far so good. I was a bit excited. I couldn't get much sleep to be on your podcast today.
Surely we're not that exciting.
So do you want to tell
What's going
everybody?
on with you guys?
Oh, it's Friday night here, so we're a bit ahead of you. We're a bit more excited about the weekend. You've got a few hours to go before you get there, but we're there. So, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about Strangers Minds and about where you are in the world and some of the awesome locations that you've been to?
Oh, for sure, for sure. So, first and foremost, my name is Fernando. I created Strangers Minds. The premise of Strangers Minds is pretty much trying to get people from all over the place, just basically just to come together. And since we are strangers to each other, even though I was kind of rolling the dice with stranger danger thing, but it's pretty. It's working pretty well. It's working pretty well. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I live in Queens now, and yeah, I've had a pretty busy week. It's been an amazing journey so far because
You broke up a little
my
bit
last
there.
vacation. I'm sorry.
I said you broke up just a little bit there.
All right, let me. You guys, let me know if it clears up a bit.
Yeah, you're not too bad, but I think if you're going to start coming on more regular, mate, we might have to get you set up with a microphone and everything and a computer.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I'm actually not home. I am up and about. I am going. Let me see if I could. Quick.
Oh, something happened then.
Yeah, got a bit clearer
Hello?
for a
Can you
second.
hear me?
Yep.
Do you hear me better?
Yes.
Oh, that's way better.
All right, perfect, perfect. So yeah, so like I was saying, this was my first vacation. And
There's a bit of feedback. That's the only thing.
So,
Can you hear that feedback?
do you want to try calling me back and see if there was a bad connection?
Yeah, I can try calling you back. All right, give us a sec.
All right.
So does this count as a second caller now?
Oh, he knows how to play the game. He knows how to play the game. We're gonna have 2 more calls before before it suddenly magically works really well.
Look, I've always seen the name pop up on pages, Strangers Minds, and it's always captivated me because 1, the logo's simple, and 2, it's just a really catchy name.
Yeah. All right, you're back.
Do you hear me now?
I can hear you. There's just a little bit of garble in the background. I don't know. You haven't got a like a radio or anything on, have you?
No. I am in my car. Everything's off.
Okay. So yeah. Anyway, you said that you are now living in Queens.
Yes, I live in Queens, New York, and I was my road trip. I went pretty much for the first time. I ended up going to Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, all over the world, basically trying to find these famous places.
Well, when you and I were talking, you told me about one certain house that you've been to, which I know everybody here would absolutely fall over about.
I'm jealous just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Oh man, yes. When I first spoke to Gary, by the way, it was an awesome conversation. We visited the Amityville Horror House.
Not the movie one, the real one.
Yes. It's actually on a different location. There's an actual house.
It's still classed as 112 Ocean Ave. Or did they change it?
It's now 108. I just, I am a little cautious on throwing some information out there.
Yep.
That's completely
apparently,
understandable.
The owners of the house are trying to keep themselves separate from the whole paranormal community.
I can understand that.
That's a fair call, yeah.
Yeah, but it is a private residence. We weren't really inside doing investigations, unfortunately. But it was an amazing experience just to be in front of a house with such dark history.
Yeah. I know you were saying you didn't feel too much through the daytime, but I went into what we were talking about when we went out to York recently, and James, who's in the chat, he said they went past the old York Hospital during the day and he didn't get any feelings from it, but when they went back at night time, he said it was a completely different sensation. There was definitely something a lot more sinister and a lot more creepy about the place. So maybe that's the same with the Amityville house. Who knows?
But does that, does that...
It's possible, you know what? The Amityville house is actually not so far. I will definitely let you know. I will make a second trip and possibly just stay around the area. Hopefully, it won't be too suspicious for big guys like us trying to in a car in a very tight neighborhood.
Well, it is strangers' minds, not suspicious minds.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
We'll get there.
It's like a different type of drive-by, isn't it? Instead of guns popping out the windows, it's K2s and tri-field meters.
Oh my God! So I have this thing that especially with infamous locations that they're private residence now.
Well, that's the same with this York Hospital. That's a private residence as well. It's up for sale right as in fact, it's probably sold now because I think it was last week it was supposed to have sold.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Actually, I have this thing with my companion that we do drive-by photo shoots.
Yep.
And we actually did this when we went to the Conjuring house.
Oh God, there's another one. See, he's just dropping names left, right, and centre now.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's good because these are all places that many of the people that are in this chat room had said they would love to visit, and you were just saying, been there, done that. So you have to tell us about it. You have to tell us about it.
No, for sure.
So the reason why we did a drive-by photo shoot is because you know, I am in communications with a couple of people within the paranormal community, and I was warned about the lady now that owns the Conjuring house.
Yep.
So when we passed by first, I just wanted to see what's going on, but there was construction happening at the moment. So hopefully they're gonna do some type of tour or something.
Yep.
But since there were so many people there, we couldn't just just drove by probably like twice, and just trying to, like a paparazzi.
That would be cool. There you go. Christy's just said to say she's gone, oh my God, I've got haunted house envy.
Well, I'm about to name drop another big one.
Go on. Go on.
Because I do really hope that if the owner of the Conjuring house is constructing to be more like a tourist kind of vacation.
Yeah.
But I did end up going to the Lizzie Borden house also.
That's the Axberger house, isn't it?
Yes. But they turned it into a bed and breakfast.
I've heard that.
Oh, wow.
In fact, I know a couple of people that were involved in a TV show maybe 10, 12 years ago. I think I spoke to you about this, and they went there, and yeah, I don't really buy all of the activity that they had, but I'd certainly like to hear what your thoughts were on the place.
I mean, unfortunately, we went on Labor Day over here in the States, so it's basically everything's closed.
No, that'd be about right.
So, yeah, so basically we were outside, we walked around and just took a good amount of pictures, videos. We weren't able to go inside, it was all closed. Disappointing. Hopefully one day, now that my trips will become more frequent, I'll be able to stay over, actually do some good investigations.
Yeah, well, and this is part of the news that I was actually alluding to earlier today to anybody that was seeing in the page that there might be a bit of news coming and stuff like that. Fernando, his group, there's a group in Canada, and us over here, the podcast, and WAPA, we're all going to start collaborating, and that's why we've come up with the new Paranormal Collective name for the old Global Paranormal page, because we're going to start collaborating.
Working as a family.
Yes, we're all about paranormal unity. I know it's a word that gets thrown around quite a lot, but nobody seems to live by that credo, but we do, and Fernando does, and Craig does. So we're going to see where that leads. So there's a possibility that at some point in the future, we may actually be all going on a location together, be it in America or wherever.
I'm putting my hands up and I'm saying let's take it to Waverly Hills.
Oh, there's better than that, because I'm gonna let Fernando tell you something in a minute. Now, when I talk about Kings Park over here, we talk about the big park near the city, don't we?
Yeah.
Now, he's going to tell us about Kings Park where he lives. Do you want to fire off and tell us how many buildings are in that complex and what it was?
Oh boy, I've been to Kings Park like 6 to 7 times already. We've been to different buildings, and I can tell you that we haven't even scratched the surface.
From what?
There is about 150 buildings on Kings Park.
115 buildings, and I'm not talking about little huts. I'm talking about 6-7 story.
So hang on. So I'm guessing Kings Park is like a suburb?
No.
Or a neighborhood?
Kings Park is actually located within a national park. But when Kings Park was built, I'm sorry, I don't have the actual year in my head right now.
That's
but
all right.
when it was built so it could be a self-sustainable community for their patients.
Yeah.
and there's some
And,
creepy looking buildings.
Oh, now it is for
I
sure.
gotta check this out.
Yeah,
For sure. So,
think Fukushima without all of the radiation.
Yeah, but yeah.
pretty much. That's
Hang
a
on.
good
No,
comparison.
sorry, my bad. Not Fukushima, the other one in Russia, Chernobyl.
Oh, Chernobyl.
Yeah,
Chernobyl. there
Yeah,
you
but
go.
think Chernobyl without the radiation.
Chernobyl's been abandoned and
So is this. There's no one living there.
oh, isn't there? There's
Yeah.
none living there at all.
The buildings are completely abandoned.
Oh,
They're
okay.
boarded off. You know, you get some stragglers, entering, and but it is completely abandoned.
Oh, so nature's kind of taking it back over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And very much, I am legend kind of scenario thing going on there.
It's very much like that. If you know when you watch the film with Will Smith, how they got all grass through the streets and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's very much what this is like.
So what you're saying is we're getting paintball markers and we're going to play paintball there.
Oh man, there is so much space to do pretty much any outside activity you could think of. The last time I went, there were a group of people flying model airplanes all over the place.
It would
Yeah,
be
it's
awesome.
awesome. It is awesome.
If you look up Kings Park in New York and what have you, and have a look at it, you'll see some massive. I'm talking 6-story, 7-story buildings.
Huge buildings.
Yeah. So
You got the psychiatric center there as well.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's all sorts in there. So
It's been abandoned since 1996. Holy crap.
1996, yes. I believe there is one building that they closed down back in 2012. But I believe they used it more for the people who who were trying to take care a little bit of the area, and they just needed like a placement.
Yeah.
No.
But yes, it's truly amazing. That building, actually, the one that closed at 2012, makes me question why they closed it in the first place. Because I could tell you, every time I've been in there, which has been probably 3 out of 7 times, I get Class A EVPs
Oh,
all
wow.
the time.
And isn't that's nuts? Class A EVPs.
Yeah, I believe on my social media I have. Oh, actually, I'm on the reconstruction of Stranger's Minds, trying to be a little safer. But I will definitely start posting some EVPs under undisclosed location, just in case.
Yes, you got to do that. You got to protect yourself. That's
Yeah,
what we have.
100%.
We call them UDLs. So UDL 1, UDL 2, something like that. You know.
Oh, I thought we were talking about drinks for a
No,
second.
we're not talking about drinks. We're talking about undisclosed locations. So I know Carl can
You know
settle
what?
down and
See, looking at an abandoned picture of this psychiatric center in Kings Park, you could put the old hammer and sickle and it would look like a USSR building.
yes,
That's the yeah. All you're missing is a big
I'm
old
not familiar
statue.
with the USSR building, but the architecture, I mean, they went crazy in this location. Like these
Oh.
they're like in patterns, and
The
it's amazing.
architecture is
Hopefully soon I'll get a drone so I can get an aerial.
that'll be good. That'll be good.
That is phenomenal.
What I could post for Kings Park is anything on the outside,
Yeah.
like the buildings, and there's one particular tower window that I can't wait to put out, because that's very suspicious window. Hopefully soon I'll have it up for you guys.
Well,
See, the weird
that's the
thing
trick.
is,
Yeah, go on.
just I think it's just before the entrance. Like, it doesn't look just before. It looks like a good 600 meters or so away. They have a wing of apartments, and the way that they're structured in this picture looks like a jail cell blocks one here, one there, one there, one there, with the
Yeah.
main building in the middle. It looks absolutely weird.
I don't think these things were designed as luxury accommodations. I think they were just bulk get people in off the street kind of accommodations. Obviously at varying levels depending on how they did them all up, but
But that's the thing, though. You look at these buildings, and yeah, they're abandoned, but the structural integrity of them being what, double brick, I'm assuming, and the buildings having fallen down from what I've seen. Why would you stop trying to help homeless people out there?
oh, there'd be a lot of structural steel in there. You don't know what's going on inside. You know what we have over here with asbestos and things like that, but you just don't know what's going on. You know, there could be some sort of, you know, concrete cancer or something that going on in there. They could be on the verge of failing structurally. You just don't know.
That is true.
Actually, the times that I've been inside, we have had to use masks because one of the reasons why Kings Park did close down was due to asbestos problem, or better yet, the reason why they didn't probably pursue to like keep it, you know, like operational was mostly due to that. But inside, it is very much like ceilings are coming down. There's a very bad problem with molding in there.
Yeah.
I actually have a picture that I took of a door, of a wooden door, and it looks like something from The Last of Us, like spores.
Wow.
That's a good show, that.
Yeah,
It's
bad.
you get what we have here, and on the west coast of where we are, there's not a huge amount of what we have to look into, and it's generally roadblocks through private owners that you can't get through
Yeah.
to places. And then you just look at the US. Yes, it's a much larger place for that sort of things, and it's got a history of it. It's just you guys are spoiled for choice.
That's it. And people over there are a lot more open to the paranormal, whereas over here they're not.
Oh,
You
look,
know.
even with the whole UFO proceedings and hearings they've done, and releasing of media and videos that have been caught, people here are still like, oh no, it's not happening.
Yeah. I mean, you know, since I launched Stranger's Minds, I don't have a year, probably like 8 months. I was surprised, you know, with the amount of people within the paranormal community. Because I mean, before Stranger's Minds, for me to find somebody interested in the paranormal, it was, you know, non-existent.
I don't know if that's just because where you live as well. I don't know what New York's like. I know some of the other places, like, I mean, if you go to Salem, there's a lot of people interested in witches. There's a lot that are not, because obviously that's the tourism base of that. But different locations that have different interest groups, you would think. But I don't know with New York, because it's so big. I mean, we don't have any kind of comprehension of what that's like.
I mean, it's been pretty lonely for me.
I suppose New York, it's three things: it's basketball, deep dish, and coffee.
And
Oh,
pizza,
yeah.
and pizza.
Yeah, deep dish, pizza.
Oh, he's starting to try to talk American now. Deep dish.
Well, that's what they call it, or a pie.
The only thing about pizza that I'm not a fan. I've seen all these shows from America now. I don't know how accurate they are, but they got that much cheese on there that you can literally walk about 5 feet away from the plate and you'll still be connected. And I like toppings rather than cheese
Well, look,
fights.
It's getting a little bit off topic, but staying with pizza. There's a guy that runs Barstool Sports, and he goes around doing one bite pizza challenges, like telling you ratings of pizza.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go over there, follow his ratings. So
All
we
right.
have a question that's come
Yep.
through for
You guys are actually getting me hungry right now.
the question that's come through for
I haven't had
Strangers
breakfast.
Minds from James. He has asked, "What's the scariest event you have ever experienced?"
I'm sorry?
In the chat, somebody has asked you, what is the scariest event you've ever experienced?
So far, the scariest event that I experienced was my very first event.
Yep.
Which is what led me into being so interested with paranormal. I believe that I was visited by the boogeyman.
All right, go on. We are interested.
I was 12 years old, and in a small apartment in Brooklyn. I'm dubbing it the boogeyman. It could have been any entity, but for sure, I experienced something there that till this day, as a grown man, I'm 40 years old, I can't sleep in a room with the closet door open.
So that's a pretty profound experience, that.
Yeah, I get anxiety. I feel like nauseous. You guys, completely uncomfortable.
That's understandable.
But yes, when I was 12, for some reason, I had this urge to open my eyes, and it's very distinctive. I have bad memory, but so you guys could know the trauma. I remember it was 2:59. But
it's the details that you hang on to, though. You may forget a lot of things that happen or block them out, but certain aspects like time are very specific and stay there.
Yes, that's for sure.
Well, look, on a lighter note, wasn't John Wick known as the boogeyman? Like, that's a
Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. He's the man that you sent to kill.
John Wick was the boogeyman.
No, he wasn't. He was Baba Yaga. He was the man you sent to kill the boogeyman. Come on, you got to get this right.
Well, there you go.
Oh, John Wick.
So Fernando needs John Wick to come in there and sort him out.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it's about 30 years delayed, but I haven't come across them yet. But it was definitely. I needed a John Wick back in the day.
Okay, Fernando, we got more questions for you now. See, you're the star of the show now.
Yes.
Somebody wants to know: have you captured any paranormal activity on video lately?
On video, I actually have, from what I mentioned in Kings Park.
Yeah.
It's actually something that I could use because I was outside. And I will be posting that soon. But there is this building that is numbered. Like if you guys Google Kings Park maps, you'll see that there is a picture where they number the buildings.
Yep.
So there's a building that 41, 42, 43. And it is 41 and 43 are patients' wards. But 42, which is the middle, is like the dining hall area for them. So once you are like in front of a massive building, you'll notice that there's like this tower, and it's very suspicious because with your eyes, it's just black.
Oh, black-eyed people.
Curiosity, obviously,
Yeah. What was that you were going to say, Jeremy?
So, you know how I was saying the buildings that had the main building in the middle and the outsides looked like there was prison wings?
Yeah.
That was building 41, 42, and 43, what they call the quads. And I've had this picture sitting on my other screen since before it even got mentioned the second time.
Wow. There you go.
Perfect. So you definitely know what I'm talking about.
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now going, it looks freaky as all anything.
All right, Fernando, we have another one for you. Circling back to your experience with the boogeyman, what was it you actually experienced, or what did you see, and what was it like?
All right, so at first when I woke up, I was hearing like movements in the closet, and I kind of shrugged it off because we lived in Brooklyn, so it could have been a mouse or a plant or whatever, right? But then it was getting a little bit more aggressive, so I started paying attention towards the closet. And then I started actually seeing my clothing almost kind of being like I actually would use that example, like when back in the day when my mother would look for clothes for me to wear to school, she would go in between the clothes to see.
Yep.
Um, the closet door, well, the room in general was all painted white, and then I started seeing what I thought was like a probably like a roach crawling out of the uh, how can I explain it? Like walking on the white wall, you can notice it.
Yep.
And then little by little, I noticed that there were like others coming out, and that's when I, put together that it's not a roach that I'm seeing. It's like a hand slowly coming out, like the fingers.
Oh.
So at that point, I was paralyzed.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine.
And the moment that I guess, was able to break out due to fear, I saw like the top of a head coming out of between my clothes. And that's when I just let out a scream. And my father busted through the door thinking something.
Oh, hang on. I don't know if we've lost connection.
I don't
I'm
know
here.
what's going on. I think I froze myself.
No. It just came up and said there was a OBS reconnection issue. But yeah, but as a 12-year-old kid, that would be terrifying. And like I said,
sure.
my experience that got me into the paranormal was when I was 7 years old, and these things stick with you for a lifetime. You know, they may be different for each individual person, but the trauma, or not necessarily always the trauma, but the interest and intrigue that it puts into your mind stays a lifetime. So I can understand that. Anyway, we might let you go in a sec because I think we've got other callers that want to call in as well. But we'd like to thank you for being on. And
Yes.
like I said, I'll chat to you through the week and we'll have you on again. And we might, like I said, we'll do some collaborations. We'll put together, we'll have an actual proper recorded show.
I was about to say, once Fernando gets himself sorted and does what he needs to do, I wouldn't mind getting him on for an actual show.
Yeah. So if you're,
Doesn't have to show his face if he doesn't want to.
what was that?
It'll be an honor for sure to be more frequent on your show. Talk paranormal with you guys.
We've got no problem with that. And as you can tell by the chat, mate, everybody loved listening to what you had to say. So thank you for coming on. We'd really appreciate it.
So I can't wait to join the next time so I can finish off all the other infamous places that I've been on my road trip this week.
That'd be great.
It will. All right. You take it easy, mate.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much.
See ya.
You're more than welcome. Well,
How cool is that?
I'm a little bit jealous.
This is the thing, you see, over here in Australia, we just can't compete with that kind of thing.
We've got nothing.
No.
We have absolutely nothing.
And he is he's an absolute gentleman of a person to talk to as well.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of really good chats. I think one of them went for nearly 2 hours. So he's got lots to share, and I think everybody who's in the chat room will definitely be intrigued at what he has to say and what he has to share with everybody, and obviously the excitement about what we've all got coming up, and he is going to be a big part of that as well. So you will definitely be seeing a lot more of him.
Oh, I can't wait.
No, it's good. So we are now, based on his 2 calls, we're 2 callers in.
No, we'll say one.
1 caller in, okay.
Because it's still the singular caller. It's still the singular person.
That's it, and we're running out of time. So if anybody else wants to come in, I don't know. I know my beautiful wife was listening, or she wanted to come in, but I don't know if she's still packing. If she is, do you want to send me a message and let me know? Because she wants to come in and say hello. But we will see. We'll see. Anybody else want to call in?
We've still got 6.
7, according to me.
Oh, there you go, 7.
Oh, there you go. But we didn't beat our record of 12, but, you know, they miss out. So What's been going on in the chat? I haven't been watching it all. I saw
There
a
was
few
just
questions
mainly
and stuff. Yeah, and that's why we set this up like this for these live streams, so that when people come in, you can ask the questions.
James is asked, "Hey James, stop trying to put people before yourself, mate."
He's stepping back in the queue.
I can go last.
But what happens if we take 2 calls all at once?
Group call.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you talk for a second. I'm just going to check and see if she's wanting to
Oh,
come on.
jeez, what am I going to talk about?
I don't know. You can talk about anything, can't you?
I could talk. Look, Carl's conspiracy segment. Mark is asking for it now as well.
Yeah, we're still working on it.
James, we're not. No, it's all right.
It is happening.
Yeah.
It is happening.
Carl James is trying to rig the numbers. I think everybody's trying to rig the numbers. Look, free stuff is great stuff because it's free.
Yeah. Oh man, it's really bad when you try to type a message when you're not watching it properly.
When you're not watching what you're doing, and it ends up asking what you want for dinner.
No, well, very, very close. I actually sent Lynn a message saying, "Are you still wanting to come on?" And it came out, "Do you eat to come on?"
I'm telling you tonight. I described the buildings he was even talking about before he even talked
Well, you
about
had them up on your screen as well, so
I think I got lucky there. Talking about last episodes that we have done
yep.
on conspiracy theories. Now I know
Yes.
we're touching back on it and we're going in circles again. Is there certain ones that people want to hear about? Like, I know we've got a list there, but it'd be nice to get the input on something with...
Hang on. Yes, keep going with that, but Lynn is wanting to come in, so I'm going to
Well, that's all
call
right.
her
You can answer
now.
that one.
So let's see if she is there. For those of you that don't know, Lynn is my beautiful wife. Hello, my beautiful wife. How are you?
Hang on, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me better now?
everybody can hear you.
I'll just turn
Christy Yalin.
I'll just turn that television.
Sorry? You need
I'll just turn the television
I was
down.
just going to say you need to turn the telly down.
I don't know how to work the television.
Or we'll go in a different room and shut the door if need be.
Got it.
So, for those of you that don't know, this is my beautiful wife, Lynn. If you want to say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
And we will be doing a show when she gets back from over east. She's going over east for a little bit of a trip. And when she goes back, we're going to record a show and we're going to be talking about astral projection. So that's something that's Lynn's really keen on, aren't you?
Yeah, that sleep
And sleep.
paralysis.
Sleep paralysis.
Oh, I was like, yeah, sleep sounds absolutely
sounds
amazing.
wonderful.
Sleep's my favorite.
So, are you touching on astral travel as well?
Yeah, astral travel, astral projection. It's all the same kind of thing.
And sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis.
So, Len, I'm also working on something in the background as well to do with that topic that you guys are speaking about. I may not have someone that is actually willing to teach astral travel if you're interested.
I am.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think it's a meditation thing as well, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's a lot to do with that.
Christy has said hello. Carl has said hello. James has said hello to you, Lynn.
Hello, all. Yeah, it's something that I experienced when I was younger in dreams.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's real or not
Well,
because you're dreaming. But
you have lucid
yeah,
dreaming
it's
as
an
well.
interesting topic.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, lucid dream. That's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's
What was
all
that?
lucid dreaming.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
I think that's the old lucid dream. Every time you think you need to go to the toilet, shit, is this real? Is it not? It's the Matrix questions popping up.
I had this great bubble bath that was warm, but I was asleep.
But no,
I'd hate to think what the bubbles were.
well,
I
think
don't
that-
want to know. It was just bubble. Yeah, I don't get it.
But yeah, so that's what another show that will be coming up soon. So if anybody's interested in that, feel free to jump in on that one as well. But I'm not sure if you want to let everybody know what your plans are for the next couple of weeks and how much fun you're going to have, or whether you're just going to wing it.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm not talking to Jeremy.
Yes.
I'm going to Townsville.
She's going to Townsville for a trip, so she's going to the opposite end of the country.
See my beautiful grandchildren.
Yeah.
Lynn's going over there to have parties. And...
Oh, I'm sure I'm sure you understand, Jeremy, but a daughter with a 1-year-old does not feel like part of partying.
Well, Peyton likes to party.
Well, I'm sure Theo does as well, but we'll just lay on the
There we
floor.
go.
and watch them.
That's all we need. I
How
didn't
is
say how
Peyton?
long the party had to go for. Could be a 10-minute
How is
party. Could be a
Peyton?
tea party.
Lynn just asked how Peyton is.
Peyton is... Yes, I'm trying to figure out whether I'm Satan or whether Kerry is Satan, because she is definitely the spawn of Satan.
Well, her name rhymes with Satan.
I actually didn't even think about that.
Oh gosh, I think
Yes.
Lynn's
yes.
done a time already.
No. She's actually doing really well. She's the poor thing. She's got
On the spot.
All form.
She's got so much
All-
going on.
all 4 molars have come through at once, and they're just waiting to grow. So
Oh.
they've broken the gums, but they're waiting to push through. So she's been a grump for the last couple of weeks, but she has her moments.
Yeah.
Sounds horrible.
Anyway, do you want me to let you go now, sweetie?
Yeah, all right then, no worries.
All right.
You're
love
welcome
you.
to take her with you.
I think 1-year-old's enough,
Yeah.
Well,
but we'll have to make sure we
Peyton's
catch
not
up when I
watched
get back.
14 months.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Love you.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, everyone. Bye.
Lynn is now
See-
gone. So
Here's the thing,
So-
Gary.
Mark said he's interested in astral projection. So we may have to do a group class on it.
I will speak and see what is said. Like I said, he's a fairly private person, but see what I can get done. I forgot what I was going to say.
That's all right. I will keep going. Years ago, when I used to do my martial arts and things like that, we had this thing called Echoes down at Willow Pond, which is that's my old dojo, and they used to do sound therapy, as in they'd use the didgeridoos, the gongs, the crystal bowls, and it's an intense amount of noise. But you would think it gets really loud, and I guess it does. But what happens is you start to feel the vibration rather than the noise, and then quite literally, because they're all heavy, deep tones and stuff, which put your brain into a certain set of brainwaves and things like that, which allow for other things to happen. And there's a whole international scientific study going on about what happens in this, because they take notes at the end of each session. And when Lynn and I mean, I've done several of these sessions because I used to know them, but the last time I did one of these sessions, I did it with Lynn, and there's like 12 or 13 people in the circle, and when it's finished, they use it on, the little triangles that make it a little ting, because that noise is so different to everything else, it brings you out. And they turn around and said 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours has gone, and you go, nah, it's been like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And what that says is it puts your brainwaves into that certain thing where you actually start to project and astral travel.
Yes.
So
as Carl says, yes, frequencies are powerful.
yeah.
There was that video that I was talking about a while ago about the guy that was playing with frequencies and claimed he had opened a portal to somewhere in the US, and they haven't actually found the guy since. He's disappeared. I don't know whether that's by him just packing his stuff up or he's done something that he probably shouldn't have.
Well, who knows? Who knows?
All those birds are watching him.
those drones. We are being watched. Although some of these drones go absolutely stupid, because where I work, we've got mirrored windows all down the side, and quite often you see the birds walking along and they see their own reflection and they start attacking themselves.
I do that from time to time.
It's freaking hilarious to watch, because you're just on the other side of the mirror watching this bird taking a whack at itself, and it's just funny. But
so, did you get the image for the giveaway, per chance?
Where did it come through?
Messenger, I think.
Let me have a look and see. I did.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've got to work out how to bring it up.
Yeah, good question about that one. I'm not sure.
Hang on.
You know, with Jam, we could be playing for hours and forget about time. It's that
Yeah.
comes down to, like Gary was saying, frequencies, vibrations, mindsets. That's where I think I might sound silly for saying this, but music over the times as it's changed, and then people are wondering why people are changing the way they are, and they're blaming movies and video games and parenting and good parenting, bad parenting. I reckon the movie has a lot. The music that is being produced at certain frequencies has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. I know this is old school. Hang on, where's it gone?
Here's my phone.
I'm gonna have to hold it up to the camera.
Actually, I wonder if there's a way that I could open it and share. And I don't know how this is going to work,
Where
Gary.
is it? That is the design for the front of the shirt, people.
I don't know how it works.
So whoever wins is getting a T-shirt with that on the front.
What, a mobile phone?
No, they're not getting the phone.
I was going to say, you have to be more than
It's
the
not
fourth
that
call
kind of
for
a
that.
giveaway. Bloody hell.
Oh, did you know how nice that would be to be able to give away phones?
Yeah. So.
I was actually going to make it even easier for you.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I will open this.
And you're going to put the
Go
screens
like
right in
this.
the whack, aren't you?
Pardon?
Is the screen going to go all out of whack now? Yep.
Yep.
It's
You'll
gone
be able to
all...
drag that across for a second, though.
Yeah, but then I've got to reset it all up again. They've seen it now.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh,
Oh, what has he done? Trust Jeremy to push the wrong button.
There
There we go. You're back. You're back. You're
Look,
back.
I'll fix your screens.
So, who else wants to come on and say hello? Because we are now, what are we? We 2 callers in.
Two.
Oh no! Does that mean that we get to keep
Actually,
the
do you know
T-shirt?
what? But you know what, Gary? I've just had an idea, and it's a great idea.
Yeah,
They can call in.
yeah,
It may not be number 4 that gets it.
yeah.
How many people have we had through the chat, or how many people have called up so far? 2.
2 people called in. Oh, we're going to do one of those lucky random wheel things.
Yep.
Well, there we go. We have a lucky random wheel thing happening.
What, 1 through what? How many calls are we going to have? 5, 4, 3?
Well, I don't know. Who else wants to call in? Let us know. Let us know in the chat quickly. We're running out of time. So if you want to be in the running for a
In other
T-shirt,
words, to get the running, yeah, call in for the be in the running.
because at the moment it's a lucky spin-off of 2 people.
Carl, come on. Oh, actually, I can put it on my green screen.
Oh, so it'll come up behind you. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, and I'm not going to do it just to piss everyone off.
Well, you could if you wanted to.
What, piss everyone off?
That is the T-shirt. I mean, it's going to be a black T-shirt with the grey and then
Yes.
the green writing and the red writing. So I think it will look absolutely sensational. And then I've already put my order in for 1, possibly 2. But I think it's going to look awesome.
I don't think my lounge room's looking any better than what it did last time.
That looks bloody terrible. There we go. That's
Why
better.
have I
That's
now-
better. We're back to
There
normal
we go.
again. So
Back to normal. 2 inches tall. On perfect. Oh, Carl. Oh. I get my search from Super Cheap Auto. Come on, Carl.
All right. Does anybody else want to call in? We are running out of time, people. We have 7 people watching, and nobody wants to call in. If you want to be in the running for the shirt, you have to call in. It's as simple as that.
Reflective. I can do reflective. That's not hard to do, but I don't know. Reflective would take it away from the colours.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about keeping it plain and simple. So, or you might be doing a lucky spin of 2 people.
Oh, look! If it's only 2 people that call in, I'll make 2 shirts.
All right, that's it. If that's the case, then my beautiful wife gets one. She makes James's call.
Hey, who's going to get in first, James or Carl?
Well, I don't know. Nobody's calling me yet. Oh, here we go.
Oh, hang on.
There you go. You're on.
The number you have called is disconnected. Please check the number and try again.
All right, bye.
Is that it? He's going to say hello just to get on. I've got my call in. That's it. I'm going. It counts.
That's right. That's it. Now I've called. I'm done. I'm gone.
You know what? You need to set up your microphone again for when you do your call-ins because the audio on that is so much better.
All right. Now get ready for next week, eh?
You coming on next week?
Yeah, I'll come on next week as well. Hey, so what I want to talk about
Yep.
is an experience that I had when I was a kid.
Yep.
Right. We lived in Subiaco in this old fibro house. Now, for those of you who don't know fibro it's fiber board.
Fibre cement.
Yeah, board, right? So it's a really old house.
Basically
Now,
like asbestos.
Yeah, pretty much, but healthy, right?
Yeah.
So what happened? My mum and dad used to have parties, and they used to have these guys come around, and they used to play poker, I guess it was, and they used to like 2s and 1 cent pieces. For those of you who remember what 2s and 1 cent pieces.
What coins used to be like, yeah.
Yeah, right. And anyway, so they used to have this guy who, for some reason, would always sit next to my mum.
Yep.
And weird things would happen. Like, for instance, he used to get ashtrays thrown at him, but the ashtray was not near anybody.
Interesting.
It would literally just fly from somewhere. Now, apparently, according to my mum and dad, there was a person who hung themselves in the middle of the lounge room. And we had a dog who would not walk diagonally across the room. It would always walk around the outside of the room to get to the other side. So we talk about animals that can see and feel different things.
Yep.
So you'd have to say there must be some sort of truth to what was being said about that person hanging themselves in the room. But there used to be 2 sleep outs also attached to the front of the house. They're just like little rooms that were attached to the front of the house. I think I said that twice now. I was lucky enough to have one because I was the only boy out of 4 kids. But I always used to wake up and it would feel like someone or something was holding me down.
Yep.
And one day my mum walked in because I was calling for her, and she said she saw this guy holding me down, and she thought it was a real person. So she called my dad. My dad come running in, and when he came in, the guy just disappeared.
Yep.
Now, I didn't see anybody that was holding me down, but I could certainly feel something holding me down. I probably would have been about 6 or 7 at that time.
No, it's interesting.
Yeah, some really weird stuff that used to happen in that house.
Yeah. Carl,
I do remember this. Every time this guy that...
Carl turned around and said it's residual energy, but it's that what you're talking about is not residual energy. That's an interactive entity.
Yeah. So I think one of the weirdest things, besides obviously being held down, was that every time that guy came around to my mum and dad's house, he would get an ashtray thrown at him
Interesting.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't like him that much.
Well, I can tell you a story very similar. How you were talking about how they saw him as solid as any other person. My ex grandmother, as in my ex-wife's grandmother, her father used to do yacht racing on the Swan River, and he used to be a really powerful swimmer. And what happened was her mum died when she was young, so she only had her dad. And what happened was, apparently they were out racing yachts this day on the Swan, and somebody said he fell overboard. They saw him go overboard, and he was sort of treading water, and they said to turn around. He goes, "It's all right, just turn around, come back," because they knew he was a really good, solid swimmer. So they turned around within like 100 meters and came back for him. And when they came back, he was gone. So they had to actually let her know that they think her father drowned, and he just disappeared under the water, and nobody knows. So the theory is he got taken by a shark, a bull shark, and but later that night, it was about 9-10 o'clock at night, she'd gone to bed. She was worried sick, but she had to get some sleep, and she said her door opened and she saw her dad in the doorway, and he sort of just stepped inside a room, and she said she breathed an absolute, she said he was smiling at her, and she breathed an absolute breath of relief knowing that her dad was okay. And as she got up to get out of bed to go give him a hug, he just floated up and vaporized through the ceiling. And
Wow.
before that, he was as solid as you or I would be. So that's one account that would match in with what you're saying. And then there was a time, now Jeremy knows about some of this, where WAPA, I was given the opportunity to investigate the old Treasury building. And this is like 4 stories up, and it's about 2 levels underground, and it's a full quarter of a city block. It's a massive building. And we investigated that, and we were walking back. There was about 4 or 5 of us walking back down this one corridor, and the girl behind me actually stopped in her boots and sat back. She said, "Oh, sorry." And then she goes, "Who the hell are you?" And I turned around, and literally somebody had walked out of a doorway as soon as I'd walked past it and walked in between us, enough for her to stop and go, and then go, "Who the hell are you?" Because there wasn't anybody else in the entire building. And then as I was turning around, he just vaporized between us. I never saw him, never heard him, never experienced it, but she said he was a solid person. He was wearing a red shirt. So what you're saying there about them coming across as solid as you or I is a definite thing. And where you are getting, like with Carl talking about residual energies and things like that, when you've got a building that's old, and you all know my theories on residual haunts. Well, they are residential as well, I suppose, but residual hauntings, and that is, back in the old days, they used to use lead in the paints when they used to paint the walls and stuff like that. Now, everybody who's in my generation knows about the old magnetic tapes that we used to listen to, and that's a similar kind of thing. There were heavy metals in the tapes. It recorded the sound, or it recorded the video, whatever the case may be. And I do believe that a lot of these old buildings, when something traumatic happened, it was like somebody pressing record, and what would happen is it was recorded into the walls. And when the atmospheric conditions or the energy conditions were just about right, what would happen is it'd be like pressing play, and people would see this thing happen again, like a replay. Now that's a residual, because it's the same thing that happens each time. It's like a recording, you're just replaying a recording. Now, what happens is, over time, people will, well, metals deteriorate in the paint, things like that, but also you you'll paint over. I mean, how many people actually strip the walls of paint? They don't. They generally just paint straight over the top. It's like recording over it. It's still there underneath, but it gets fainter and fainter, and that's why spirits start to look more transparent. And that's why, in this day and age, I don't think there's that much residual haunting happening. You don't hear of residual hauntings as much now because we don't have the heavy metals in the paints and stuff like that. So it's, yeah, there's definitely something to that. And I don't know if you saw that, James, but Mark, really enjoying your stories.
No, I'm on my phone. That's why it sounds terrible. All right, I gotta go.
All right, take it easy. You got yourself in the running.
Well,
I did.
get in
Hang
here quickly
See ya.
for 10 minutes.
All right, we have time for maybe one more.
Actually, Garrett, one or two more.
James is
depending how
calling
long they
back
take.
again.
Now, didn't...
Hello, James. You back?
Didn't
Do I
Mark...
get another entry?
Do again?
Do I get another entry?
No. Well,
No.
Fernando, he only got one, so you only get one, mate.
Didn't Mark say he was going to call in last week?
Mark did say he was going to call in, but I don't know if he did. Anyway, I'll let you go, James, and it's going to be a lucky dip thing anyway. So, if anybody else wants to come in, you've got to. If you want to get your name in it, you've got to give us a buzz quickly. We have.
I'm surprised Carl hasn't pressed the button already.
Oh. Look, at the end of the day, I think pretty much we're going to be putting these shirts out for anybody who wants them. Obviously, just pay the costs and stuff like that. But
100%.
This is the first off. I mean, you guys, whoever wins this shirt,
No one else has got it.
you're getting it before Jeremy and myself even have one.
Yeah, no.
Which there's something wrong with that, but
Yeah, just a little bit, but that's all right.
but you know
Yeah.
that's how special you will be.
No, Carl, I wasn't. I wasn't implying you were greedy.
Nah, he's a good bloke. He's a good bloke. So you're going to call in, Mark? Let me know if you want to call in. I'm going to have to go in a minute.
Even one
but
of the 8 people watching, like,
we on 8 now. Mine's still saying 7, so we're getting different figures. It's weird. Yours are going up and down, and mine's just saying maybe my screen's just frozen. I don't know, but yeah.
could be.
Well, I think
We got 8 watching. What was that? 4, 3? What? How many?
we got 3 so far. So I think you might as well just do one of those lucky spin things. Have you got one of those lucky spin apps?
I have. Mark is what? Not calling in?
No. That's quote. No.
No.
Nope. So, but you have to put it up on the screen so we can see.
Oh, I will. I'm
We'll have
just
to.
getting
We'll have
it,
to.
yeah.
We'll have to tell. Say what number which each person is first, and then.
Oh, just in order of what they called.
So number 1 would be Fernando.
Would be-
Number 2 would be Lynn, and number 3 would be James. Carl's going 10.
10's watching. Look, even if we get a random person saying hi in the chat, would be great. All right.
Why is mine
So-
just saying 7? I don't know what's going on. Mine's the one that's supposed to be the most up to
I don't know
date.
how well you can see that.
Monster. Oh, hang on.
Yeah,
Where are we?
Is Christy going to call in?
Is Christy going to call in?
I don't know. James said, what about Christy?
Hang on. Are you ready for it?
It's monster spin time. Oh,
Hang on.
that was the echo one.
For the show. And Christy said, no, thank you.
Okay. All right. Are you ready? So we have Lynn at number 1. Sorry,
Well,
no, we don't.
Fernando number
We have
1.
Fernando number 1, Lynn number 2, and James number 3.
It's monster spin time.
Is it going to do anything?
Yeah, it did.
Did it?
Yes, it stopped on the flashing one.
Which is? I don't know. It keeps blanking out.
Number 3?
Number 3? You are
Yes,
joking.
I reckon it's a respin.
Oh, something's rigged.
Yeah, it is.
He's doing a respin.
No, I'm not doing a respin. It is what it is. It's 3.
Oh, well, there you go, James. You've won yourself a T-shirt.
It's going to be a size small.
Congratulations, James.
Congratulations, James. You won the t-shirt.
Or actually, would you prefer?
Oh, jeez. Couldn't even hear that half the time.
Yep, that's enough of that.
Yes, it's about that time.
Yeah. Nah, it's been a good one tonight. We've had some international guests, which is actually, I think it's our first on the live streams. So
yeah, for the live, yes, it is. Yeah, for the live stream, it is.
Thank you, Fernando, and obviously you're going to be seeing a lot more of him and hearing a lot more of his stories. James calls in all the time. He's an absolute legend, and he's an absolute killer right there in the chat room. So thank you, James, for all your hard work that you put in. Thank you, Christy, for coming in. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, everyone, really.
Thank you. Who else is in there?
Carl, Mark, Christy, James, H. Yeah. I swear there was more earlier.
Well, mine's still saying 7 are watching, so I've got no idea. Your numbers are going up and down.
Mine says 7 now.
Yeah. Mine hasn't changed since starting it, but I'll find out because I get the analytics at the end. It tells you what the peak number was, so I'll know then how many people are in. But we're going to have to do a runner, and I would like to thank everybody who came tonight and made it an absolutely awesome show tonight. So there's a new T-shirt owner going to be getting a T-shirt in the next week.
Everyone that presses their button down there and subscribes that's watching now, well, most of you would be, but it all helps.
If anybody who's watching and haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click the little bell notification button thing. See, I'm being very technical now.
And look, maybe one day we might get good at this.
Well, yeah. Don't hold your breath on that one, but
no, I wouldn't dare hold my breath on that one because I like breathing.
Yeah, that's it. So,
Fernando, thank you guys for having me on. I do apologise for audio on mine, and hopefully next week I'll be better prepared. Home with the mic for much, but not a problem at all.
Not a problem, mate. You're a long way away, and we might even see if we can organise a shirt for you at some point as well, so that you can fly the flag over in New York for us. So, anyway, I think we better do a runner. So until next, I don't know how loud this is going to be because it's usually supposed to be loud, but it's been very quiet of late. But we will see. So until next week, take it easy, guys.